Yo, Crypto Nation and mining family, what's going on? What's up? What's up? It is another State of Economics 101. What's going on, guys? So, what up, Nitro Crypto? Dropping in that FR. We got Crypto Badeli's like, I finally made it to a live stream. Finally working, and my live stream has gotten together and you're allowed to watch it. Yo, that's what's up. What's going on? Rude, my dude. What is going on, everybody? As you're sliding on in, don't forget to smash that lizardy like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, all that good stuff. If you haven't done so already, or double check to make sure YouTube hasn't undone what you've already done. They do that. We know that they do that. I already know that, like, my stream, my little short video from earlier today is being like completely censored by YouTube right now. Like the analytics aren't even showing that anybody has even watched it, even though I know a few people who have already watched it, and it only shows one of them. So joy. So yeah, that is what's the current state of like my channel right now. For some reason, like, I'm getting heavily shadow banned by YouTube. Like right now, it shows nobody even watching right now, even though I've got people chatting. It's awesome. So awesome. And let's go ahead and just get into today's topics. Yo, do my normal scheduled content, get back to the daily grind. Yeah. All right. So this is TradingView. It is a free online tool that anybody can utilize. You can draw all the same little lines that all your favorite YouTubers draw on their charts. You can draw them even in the same color. I know, because they're using the same thing. It's all free. I know I see 2 watching and 3 likes with three people that have commented. I'm just saying. Just saying. But we have the S&P 500 index. It is about a half a point down. NASDAQ 100 is a little over 1.25% down. S&P 500 volatility is like crashing out pretty good. The dollar is weakening. There are reasons that the dollar is weakening. You know, since the last time we did this State of Economics, we were at $31 trillion. We've just put another trillion on it this year. We're over $32 trillion. The average household now owes almost $250,000. Perfectly. Nice. Thank you, the USSA. Thank you, Joe Biden. We don't deserve to earn money that holds value. We now owe more money than China, Japan, and Taiwan's GDP combined. I know, it's crazy. Absolutely crazy. But here we got the Dow Jones is down just a little bit. The Russell 2000's down just a little bit. Stocks taking a nosedive. Why? Because the price to get a loan, so capital, new capital coming back into these companies, it's more expensive today to allocate more capital than it did 2 years ago. Let that sink in. 2 years ago. So that means since Biden's taken office, it's gotten exponentially more expensive. It hasn't gone down. It's getting more expensive every day. It's like, let's go, Brandon. Yep. BTC to the moon. Yeah. These are the markets on which people will start to understand, hopefully, what sound money is. So if you're not getting into gold, silver, or Bitcoin, by the time you realize you need a lifeboat, it'll be too late. The ability for you to have a good lifeboat will be long gone. And people thinking that these shit coins will help them out, that's a sad reality. None of these poop coins out there are going to be helping anybody out. They're going to be losing money faster than gold, silver, and Bitcoin will. Just saying. So because like a lot of these poop coins out there, they are raising capital. They are groveling to the banks. When the bank fails, what happens to them? They fail. And then you'll see that they will be the reason that the whole crypto market tanks, is whenever the banking industry starts to really take a hit. That's when we're going to see the altcoin market take a nasty hit. Silicon Valley Bank, what was it? Signature Bank, and God, I can't remember the other one. There was a third bank that blew up, and look how much it drew down crypto in a hole. Why? Because those three banks were held by crypto startup companies. I'm just saying, if you're believing in some of these poop coins, realize what they're doing on the backside, and that they are raising capital from centralized entities. It doesn't matter how decentralized they want to make their crypto at that point, when their money is centralized. It's like, have you heard of Blockchain Council? Yes, I have. A lady in my town just got certified cryptocurrency trader cert, OCCT. I've never heard of it either. I've heard of the Blockchain Council being mentioned in reference. I don't know anything about it specifically, but I can see that somebody would get certified as a crypto trader. Somebody would fill that niche. Basically, they're just being taught how to trade with higher volatility. That's all it really is. What up, Golden Wolf? So yeah, I mean, I've never heard of a cryptocurrency trader certification, but that still, those are going to be the people that are going to be blamed first when everybody loses their money. Yeah, do it. I'll meme the hell out of it, bro. I will meme it. I'll meme it so hard. Oh, that's too funny. That is too funny. But yeah, I mean, whenever these institutions start blowing up, we're going to be seeing it in many, many different areas in the crypto space. We'll find out that Bitcoin's not correlated, and that because everybody was losing their money with the crypto, they try to either pile into Bitcoin or they just start selling out of the market, and it just triggers a big old fire sale. And that's when MicroStrategy, BlackRock, JP Morgan Chase, and myself will start accumulating more Bitcoin. Why? Because it only makes sense whenever Bitcoin goes on a discount. It ain't going anywhere. Start picking up more. What's going to cause the big discount? The people who relied on these centralized shitcoins and lost all their money. So we'll see it trickle down into the tech sector. It's just a matter of the money drying up, because they're not going to get new loans. They're not going to be able to afford it. And we are seeing that Bitcoin's dominance is over 51%. I love seeing that. This is what I call a 51% attack on crypto. Bitcoin's dominance is over 51%. We haven't seen Bitcoin dominance this high in a hot minute. We just haven't. So to me, that's very bullish. seeing that Bitcoin's dominance is up almost 1.25% in the last 24 hours. Bitcoin has had a hell of a day. We'll just leave it at that. We'll get into some of those stories here in a little bit. Ethereum up on the day, but can't cross that $2,000 marker. It's basically a now known failed project with its proof of stake stuff did not work, and they're having issues with it, and it's showing the non-usability for the protocol that it's now just going to turn into a zombie company. To me, I think everybody that's building anything on top of there should just kind of figure out how to move on. Make your own protocol now. Time to get off the scam launch pad. Otherwise, it's just going to be an unusable service. But that's just my opinion on things. I know I'm a little biased. It's okay. Forex. So this is currencies trading against the U.S. dollar. Pretty much it's trading out sideways. Nobody's doing better than the other. Futures market, gold's kind of down a little bit. Silver's down just a little bit. Crude is trading out sideways. Natural gas is down. Bitcoin's down a little bit on the futures, but not by much. It's still trading at a premium at over $30,000 per Bitcoin, but this is a futures market. This is where they're betting on the price of Bitcoin. You got corn futures. That's always going to be up because there's such a high demand for ethanol and edible corn. And then to be able to tell where the state of the bond markets really are sitting at, the Japan 10-year bond is down almost 4%, trading at just a little above 30.3% of yield on a 10-year. India 10 years still doing pretty decent at over 7% yield. UK is at almost 4.5% yield on it, but they're printing money again, so they've got quantitative easing there. India's got quantitative easing, and that's good for the bondholders. That means that they're going to be able to have the money to pay back those bonds. Too bad it's not going to outpace the inflation that makes you pay more than 7%. So you're going to they're going to take the 4.5% knock on the chin from the UK, and they know that they're screwing you on 3%. So it's like either way, the government wins. US 10-year has been coming down very slowly. It is now trading at just under 3.75%. As that goes down on yield, you'll see the yield curve inversion on there, and that's when you know that we are in hyperinflation territory. Whenever the yield curve inverts and we've been trading downward on the 10-year Treasury bond in the U.S. Once it starts flipping up the other way and there's no economic response, we basically are reprinting ourselves out of debt at the behest of every tax-paying citizen being robbed for whatever little value. It's some of the reasons why a lot of these other countries are basically sitting there and trying to de-dollarize. They see the U.S. is printing money. They're printing their way out of this issue that they created. We basically need to get the changing of the guard here in the United States to pull the economy back around. We need our energy independence. We aren't even 10 years away. We're more than 10 years away from living the electrified grid, right? Being completely dependent on it. We don't produce enough electricity to power the country. We still need to get goods and services moved around. Even if you make 15-minute cities, which is the dystopian communist village, a 15-minute city, you still have to get stuff from the coast of California into the country. The whole country can't live in California. Just saying. It doesn't matter how you slice or dice it. There is no way to make that where everybody can live near the port so that you can have this 15-minute city. It just doesn't work. So we need to get back to the energy independence on everything. These are just things that needs to happen. Otherwise, we will continue to see the national debt continuously rise because we are importing energy because we are not producing enough energy. So we're going to import it. And if we're not exporting enough of our debt out, because that's basically what we've been doing, is our greatest export is our dollars, which is we're pushing our debt onto the rest of the world. Now the rest of the world is kind of going, we don't want your debt. And that's making the problem worse on our end because our government is too stupid to figure out that they need to cut budget, and they needed to do it yesterday. The world is de-dollarizing, and you're not going to be able to go to war with every single person in order to make them use dollars. Sorry, it just doesn't work that way. Eventually, companies that are producing these weapons would have to be owned by the government, turned into communist state, and then own the means of production. And then you're basically going to deplete all your resources that you would have here just to be able to create wars so that everybody uses your dollars. Sounds like a ludicrous idea. But but with them on the course that they're truly at right now, where we are paying way too much for energy costs right now. And that's eventually going to catch up. I don't even know if... let's see if they've updated the oil reserve charge. Oh, that's not the right one. Oh. There we go. This is the one that I want. Like, don't cry about the price of power. I know, you're not supposed to, right? You are not supposed to. All right, so they've finally printed out for March. So basically, they released 5,000 barrels of oil is what they're admitting to, of crude oil. So that is why the price of fuel is going up, is that they've stopped releasing any strategic oil reserves because what's left, I keep telling people this, is about 6 months worth of military usage. So if we go to war, we have 6 months worth of strategic oil. They can't let any of this go unless it goes to the military only. And why would it go to the military only? Because we're at war. The war with Putin. It's like it almost seems like they're preparing for outright war with Russia. And this is going to be bad for everyone. Gold, silver, and Bitcoin's prices will suffer for that. Then after all the turmoil's done, you'll watch all those prices just jack up through the roof. But on the short term, war is horrible for anything. Except if you're a weapons manufacturer. Then war is beautiful. Yo, what up, Crypto Craig? Yo, dropping that F. Hey, what's up? Yeah, they are crazy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They are all nuts with what they're doing and the way that the U.S. is running everything. It's like we have dumb following dumber, leaded by retard. It's like a whole new type of special ed going on. I know, and then the Ukraine is sitting there. Runs on all their stuff. Runs on Russian fuel. So, I mean, the U.S. tax dollars are going directly to Russia. I know. Let that sink in. U.S. tax dollars that is going to the Ukraine is being used to buy Russian fuel. Makes absolutely no sense. Absolutely no sense. And during this whole time, we're not even trying to produce enough oil to sustain the United States. It's like, I don't know about you, but every video game out there that teaches you how to build a civilization, it rewards you for basically focusing in on energy independence. You know, like The Sims, what's the end result? You want nuclear energy. That the energy independence. You want to be able to move services and goods with inside of your country or inside of your region at the most effective rate possible. Because if you're moving goods cheaply, that means people are buying it cheaper, which means they can offer it out cheaper, which means that people's money goes further. We are just watching the evisceration of it because our government is too blind to realize we need energy independence, and we need it like yesterday. I mean, people might hate or love Trump. He got us focused on being energy independent. It's why the fuel prices were actually cheap, because we were producers, and then with a strike of a pen, we lose our energy independence, and now try to move across even getting to and from work on a daily basis, guys, is now double, triple the price within inside of 5 years. And to me, that's absolutely insane. That's in a direct attack to the very people that they are supposed to be representing. This is why, like, people need to kind of realize that the politics behind some of this affects the prices of what we have to pay. It's the only reason why I'm bringing it up. I'm not sitting here going, oh, Republicans this, oh, Democrats that. No, it's not even about that. It's literally the policymakers making horrible decisions in general. I don't care if they're Democrat or Republican. Get a competent person in place instead of these lifelong political creatures that we have right now. I'm going to call it like that. Because like these people represent the elites in La La Land. Well, you know, the rest of the population can eat cake. Let them eat cake, you know. It's like, oh my God. You know, like Nancy Pelosi, you know, during the pandemic, talking about the ice cream. It's like people are having problems putting food on their table, and you're like, oh, let them eat ice cream. It's just horrible messaging from the elites. And these are the people who are making these policies and making everything worse, spending money that they don't even have, never had. That's another thing that blows my mind is like, how are they able to, in today's day and era, with all of history that teaches you that governments should never do excessive spending. Never spend beyond the taxable amount that you can pull from the people. Every government that has tried to spend more than they're pulling in through taxes fails over time. And right now, the banking industry, all it needs is a single bank with a bank run, and they blow up. You should not have. The only thing that's keeping the U.S. dollar alive right now is a hope and a prayer. And they're on an attack on religion. It's like you better not bite the hand that feeds you, because hope and prayers is all that's holding your little bubble together. What up, Kyle Rusa? So we are just like, every country's downward spiraling, and the first one that understands the idea that they need to cut the size of the government down and limit spending is going to be the next superpower. We just need to see a single country stop deficit spending. We might be seeing the beginning of it in El Salvador. Dude, that'd be amazing, because El Salvador is on the Bitcoin standard. And their economy is actually booming right now. Just saying. Just saying. But we have a confirmed report. We have a confirmed report that Bitcoin price spikes to $138,000 on Binance US side. Bitcoin temporarily surged to as much as $138,000 on Binance earlier today in a sudden price wick on the BTC Tether trading pair. Prices shot up to those levels for a few seconds at 6:50 a.m. UTC before immediately reverting back to parity with other Bitcoin spot markets. Other trading pairs for Bitcoin traded as normal. So basically what they probably did is that it was a big runoff, and they just shut down the trading pair, and it immediately levels the price off. You are basically seeing the beginning of a bank run on Binance side, as people are now going to be getting rid of their poop coins and putting it back into Bitcoin and getting their Bitcoin off of Binance US, as Binance US is about to blow up. So price shot up to those levels just for a few seconds, but I hope somebody benefited from that outside of Binance and was able to take Binance for a little bit. I hope so. The move was unlikely to have caused by a trader wanting to pay nearly 450% premium for Bitcoin, which currently exchanges hands for just over 29,000 in Europe, European morning hours on Wednesday. You've got to sit there and prove that it was not a fraudulent account, first off. And I'm sure there would be somebody that would be willing to pay 450% a premium to be able to rock Binance. I'm just saying. I see somebody would be willing to do something like that. Instead, the bizarre wick came likely amid a low liquidity for Bitcoin against Tether on Binance, and that's where I think it was just somebody moving coin from one into another, and you saw the arbitrage on there and went for it. The market depth data shows a $400,000 Bitcoin buy on the trading pair can increase the price by 2%, compared to a minimum of $482,000 for the same impact on Bitcoin's USD trading pair. So, maybe we're looking at a few $1 million being moved around from Tether into Bitcoin. And if that person went in and out real fast, oh man, I would laugh at the idea of that happening. Actually, it would be you know, like I said, I just think it'd be funny if that actually happened. And it was a fake account, and they already moved the Bitcoin off. Oh my God! Or did they stop the Bitcoin from being moved? Period. Because they didn't have it. You never know. You never know. Market depth refers to the level of liquidity in the financial market. As such, Binance U.S. Market depth had dropped 76% compared to May as part of a CACO report earlier this month, suggesting market makers and traders have fled from the exchange. I think anybody that's left on Binance at all at this point, you're playing with fire. Binance is being going after by a lot of different areas. I don't look at Binance as being a safe place to be utilizing anything over there, guys. So I do recommend everybody to not be using Binance. You continue to use Binance, you might get burned, guys. And I'd hate to see more people getting burned because of using garbage exchanges. I mean, people should realize that you shouldn't be trusting these garbage exchanges in any way, shape, or form. Let's see here. And, talking about U.S. debt and stuff like that, and where I was talking about, the total debt now exceeds China, Japan, Germany, and UK's combined GDP. That one was kind of like a wow. Oh. I didn't even think that would be possible, but the U.S. added $572 billion to the U.S. debt in 2 weeks. So there is no reason that any country would ever want to use the U.S. dollars ever again. We are now in hyperinflation territory. There are items that are up over 50%. And if they're not, you'll notice that the size of them has shrunk. Quality is down because our dollars are garbage. Nobody wants our dollars. You'd be dumb to sit there and do that because 2 weeks we added $572 billion here, guys. $572 billion in 2 weeks. Crazy. While the U.S. goes, we found some more money for, we found $6.2 billion more for Ukraine, guys. Don't worry, that's going to be spent on fuel and ammunition for a war that they cannot continue without intervention from other countries helping. If we don't continue to fund Ukraine, Ukraine cannot fight this battle indefinitely. They don't have the money. So what? Is the U.S. supposed to bleed itself dry in order to hit this strange war that we should have nothing to do with? Just saying. I'm just saying, guys. So this is some of the reasons why we are looking at all these, the BRICS system is going to take hold, and we are going to be dethroned as being the central currency. I'm sorry, there's nothing worse than watching in real time a debt clock adding to the debt every second. Every minute or so, every few minutes, we're adding $1 million of worth of debt. We're adding millions and millions worth of debt every day. Put that pic in the DCA general chat. I mean, I can. I certainly can. I'll do it right flipping meow. Oh my God. Oh, that's what you were talking about, that pic. Oh my God. That is hilarious. Ha! Oh my God, that is hilarious. Ah. Certified poop coin trader. Love it. So, yeah, I mean we're definitely looking at an out of control spending. We are going to be looking at more and more of these countries trying to find what sound money is. Eventually, they will go towards Bitcoin, but they will fight it. But eventually, they won't be able to fight it, and there will be hyper Bitcoinization. It will be a thing. It's just a matter of how many people are tired of dealing with corrupt money over the decades. There is no government that has been able to resist the idea of being able to print money at will. It was done in the Roman era. They did what they called coin clipping. You'd go into one of the government buildings and they would clip a piece of your coin off until they were able to remake new coins. That's called thinning the money out. You're making more money out of nothing. And then they started adding in garbage metals and they started printing at will. That's Rome. No government's been able to resist. We need to get the money out of the government's hand. We had a separation of church and state. We now need a separation of money and state also. These are things that have to be done. But we're going to have garbage governments going to fight every bit of the way. Every bit of the way. And that's some of the reasons why I think that El Salvador has the potential of becoming a world reserve currency. Because their currency would be backed up by that sweet busy Bitcoin. So that's just my thoughts. Cat hair. Yeah, I mean that's just my thoughts overall of what the market is, what it's really looking at. We're seeing, unemployment numbers. The total unemployed people are still on the rise. The unemployment insurance claims are dropping only because either people are giving up trying to get their claims, or they have dropped off of the service because of how long they were on. Because unemployment tells you to not take a job that's less money than you were already currently earning. It makes no sense to take a entry-level job if you were management. So you have a lot of these people that are either not being qualified and they just give up trying to get unemployment, or they've timed out. But they're still being counted in the total unemployed people. And that's what we're seeing now. We are seeing that we are back on the rise for unemployment. We're going to see more companies downsizing. As more companies start downsizing, what do you think these people are going to do? They're just going to magically find a higher paying job? No. They're going to be fighting other people trying to find jobs. So they basically turned a garbage situation of everything's high inflation, garbage wages, and the employers have the upper hand, whether people want to sit there and believe it or not. What's the upper hand? You want to put some food on your table or no food on your table. You can take this minimum wage paying job, or you can keep moving on. There's places where I see that are willing to give you $300, $500, $1,000 as long as you stay for at least 90 days. You get a bonus. That That should tell you a lot right there. That should tell you a lot. Whenever we're looking at, the situation of unemployment's high, so there's more people unemployed than there are jobs currently, because a lot of these jobs have been put out of business. We have done economic suicide here, and our government has absolute blinders on. They're so worried about being at war with Putin and printing more money so that they don't have to work, that we will continue to see the issues we have today. There will be no change. I don't see any change if Biden stays in office. There will be no change if Ron DeSantis goes in there. I see the potential change for Trump if he gets back in there, just because of the fact that he's more of a businessman versus a career politician. And I'm optimistic a little bit if the what was it RFK gets elected as president. It's Robert Kennedy Jr. So because of the fact that he has his visions more like a traditional libertarian, but he's still Democrat. So it's just a matter of how far in lockstep will he go. I'm optimistic that he'll be more like his pops, but at the same time, I just, he's been an outward advocate, and I don't think that he will get the press time like Donald Trump would. So because of the lock horns with Biden and Trump, I think that will overshadow DeSantis and RFK Jr. for presidential candidate potentials. So we're going to see two big titans swing out here. And who's going to be at risk here? The American people. And the rest of the world that uses the same dollars that the American people do. So it'll be interesting times. It'll be very interesting. And I know I try to stay away from the whole politics, but some of this stuff does affect the financial aspects of things. So we all have to kind of be aware that these are the things that will directly affect your savings. Whether you're saving in gold, silver, or Bitcoin. Because I wouldn't be trusting the banks at this point. And if Biden knows that he's about to lose, would he torch everything before he leaves? Would he make it so bad that Trump would be doing more cleanup than he would be trying to do policy changes? Just saying. There's a potential here. I can see some of the angles on this. And then, of course, there's been people that have been talking about BlackRock. Why? Because BlackRock Spot Bitcoin ETF renews optimism, sparking wave of new filings. So basically, BlackRock is trying to get into the game of an ETF. And they think that, oh my God, this is the reason why Bitcoin price is raising now, because BlackRock's buying. No. Let's just say, if I had to put my tinfoil hat on, bear with me for a moment here, guys. This is tinfoil hat time. So sit back with your tinfoil hat, grab your favorite drink, and allow your mind to be spun here. BlackRock, heavy Democratic donor. Not the largest, but a heavy Democratic donor. FTX, a heavy second largest Democratic donor. backed up by BlackRock. FTX tanks, Alameda tanks, stocks and crypto drop. BlackRock's on the backside, buys a bunch of Bitcoin, because in order to be able to file for the ETF, you've already got to have the Bitcoin. Everybody thinks they're front running BlackRock right now. You're front running the next guy behind you. That's all you're doing. They have already accumulated their Bitcoin. They cannot file for an ETF unless they have the backing of the Bitcoin in relationship to what it's required for the ETF filing. Yeah, leave the bridge burning as a warning. Yeah, that is true, Kyle. So, BlackRock, I think, has already bought. They bought Bitcoin. I think that's why we came back up above 20,000. I think that was BlackRock buying Bitcoin, guys. Just saying. BlackRock's buying Bitcoin. And everybody now is reacting because in order to file for an ETF, it's public filing. This is something that's been in the backing on it. BlackRock's not dumb enough to sit there and put a whole stack into this. They're doing the bare minimum. They're going to see if their clientele wants this. If the clientele wants it and they get the approval for the ETF, they can always add to their holdings and be approved for a larger ETF. They're only going to buy a little bit right now, and they've already accumulated it. They accumulated it really cheap. They are probably the run-up on Bitcoin from the $16,000 mark. Just saying. I mean, if I had to take my guess, BlackRock probably started buying January 2nd. If I had to take a guess. They bought that Monday. It started off at 16.5 when they started purchasing. And they probably stopped on February 2nd. And then they added a little bit to their position, probably around March 12th. They probably added a little bit to their position. And the rest of the market did its thing after that. I know, and everybody's crying about this. We don't want them. They're going to run up the price. You want price stability? You need a lot of money in there. We're about to get it. And people need to realize that the institutional players will be here. It's not a matter of if, it's when. And whenever they get on board all the way, I'm hoping that it's not a Bitcoinization, because that will really pop the price of Bitcoin absolutely to the moon. And your ability to accumulate will be practically over. You'll be able to earn it, but sitting there and taking $10 and buying a few thousand sats will be over. You'll put $10 in and you'll get 10 sats. If you're lucky. Because our dollars are getting that bad. But yeah, we will start seeing the big players coming in. They understand Bitcoin's not going anywhere. They understand that Bitcoin has a place and it has value. Just saying. So, with that being said, Bitcoin will be blasting off. How far we're going to come up on this cycle, not sure. But like I was saying before, I believe we will see another. I believe we will see a triple top here in this cycle before the halving. It'll be the first triple top. Usually this is the time where Bitcoin blasts off and counts in for the halving. We haven't factored in the halving. So where do I think Bitcoin should probably slap at? We can see an easy $75,000 per Bitcoin. Are we going to see it this year? Maybe, maybe not. I'd be more optimistic at that price level, factoring in for the halving coming up. But time will tell. We might not put in a higher high. I mean, considering that even at 29,000, considering, from 2018, 2018 came off of a $20,000 high and dropped down to like $32,000 on the low. So I think that we're going to be seeing some very interesting times here. I mean, Bitcoin is now back over 30,000. It's at $30,107, guys. Wow. F.A., what's up, Mikkel? What up, my dude? We are closing in towards the end of this. So does anybody have any comments or questions or anything like that? Any kind of economic questions that you might think of? Even if you think about it later, you can hit me up in Discord. Links for that down below. Or you can always sit there, hit this video back up, drop your questions in there. I will always answer the questions. Maybe not like right away, but I do get to them all. Unless YouTube, censors your speech and doesn't show it to me, then I don't know you made the comment. That's not my fault. But if I see it, I will answer it. If you have any kind of comments or questions with anything in this video, anything at all, guys. I love to sit there and help just because of the fact that a better informed person is a better informed investor. And that's what I want to make sure is that if you're going to be investing, I want you to have the best information possible. And if at any point in time I get something wrong, certainly call me out on it. Give me links to what you found for information, and then I will correct myself. Yo, yeah, got home from the slavery job. I understand that one. Oof. I've been sitting here doing a metric ton of yard work. Oh my God, I am so sore today. I actually kind of took a break on that. I've been running chainsaw for like 3-4 days, something like that. Oh. So, but thank you, my dude, for showing up, Miko. Yo. And guys, if you haven't done so already, you don't know Mikkel at all, go check out his YouTube channel. Show him a little love if you're new here too, guys. Crypto Mikkel on YouTube. 'Cause that's my home doge over there. I'm just saying. It's my home doge. And if anybody other doesn't have any other comments or questions, certainly drop some FAs in the Chizity chat. Subscribe, hit the bell notification, all that good stuff. You guys know what to do. You guys all know what to do. Heck yeah, because You guys are rated F for freaking awesome. Yo. That is right. You guys are all awesome. You're the reason why I try to do this each and every day for you. Bring you the best up-to-date news, except for whenever I'm like working out in the yard, pulling in overtime, trying to get some stuff rearranged in my yard so that I can sell some stuff that I don't need anymore. Yeah. I know, right? It's like a sigh of relief when you see like the Bitcoin price just sitting there taking an elevator like this. It's like, the Bitcoin elevator. I love it. We are about to go into not like starting at the beginning of being oversold territory a little bit here. Did you see the 8 GPU case? 189 is cheap. No, I did not see that. I did not see that. 189 bucks for a working case. Not bad, not bad. I've seen that your luck over there. Ah. Yeah, wow. I know the lottery showed little love to you, my dude. Let's see here. My question is, which motherboard are you using? DDR3. What up, Dakota? That motherboard is old. You got LP DDR3 RAM in there, 4 gigabytes, so it's slow. You're going to be looking at an old Intel CPU. Damn. New power supply, probably not, like, might be modular. Oh yeah. They don't really show the power supply too well. I'm sure that's like a modular power supply though. See, the one thing I'm always kind of curious on that is well, it might not even come with a power supply, I bet. Let's see here. Does it come with a power supply? Okay, PSU and GPU not included. So you still got to put a power supply in there. But yeah, the power supply is like whatever. But yeah, you're going to be looking at a really cheap mining board that's basically going to be a glorified laptop. It's going to be a laptop with lots of PCIe by 1 because that's what all of those ports are going to be, are PCIe by 1. So you can't use it for anything other than regular proof of work mining. You can't do proof of useful work with that. just because you don't have the data lanes for it. So you're not going to get full utilization on the motherboard. Unfortunately. So, anybody else have any other comments or questions before I head up out of here? But good find, though. Good find. Yeah, all bus powered GPU. Yeah, exactly. So, anybody else have any other comments or questions? If not, I'm going to go ahead, head up out of here. It is at that 1 hour mark, guys. Thank you, everybody, for being here. All that good stuff. Thank you, everybody. Truly, thank you. Like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, all the good stuff. You know what to do. Drop those FAs in the Chizzity chat because you guys are rated F for freaking awesome. Yo. And with that being said, peace out, stay savage, and may your watts be low and your hash be high. I'll definitely see you all on the next one. Yo.